Good evening. It's funny because we're already almost into February of 2026. It feels like time is already flying because, hell, dang, 2026 didn't even, it's not even been a month, but it's already feeling like time is flying. We're already almost a month into the new year. Anyhow, the reason I'm making this video is I thought to discuss a topic that is actually, it's been going on for quite some time, since 2009, and it hasn't been picking up a lot in recent years following the COVID pandemic, or also known as coronavirus pandemic of 2019. And that is Uberization. It's basically derived from Uber, the rideshare company, the gig economy app. But yes, so I've been in the gig economy since August 2023. See, I come from corporate IT, but I've been struggling with keeping a job because a lot of jobs, especially in the white collar industry, it's now become temp or contract and short-term projects, and even like freelance work. They're not really doing full-time permanent positions like they used to. On top of that, AI has been replacing a lot of jobs. So now, this new trend has started called Uberization. But first of all, what is Uberization? Okay, so let me explain. Uberization is a trend where digital platforms use mobile tech to directly connect consumers with service providers, disrupting traditional industries by offering on-demand, convenient, and often cheaper services, creating the gig economy, with freelance workers rather than employees seen in ride-sharing such as Uber, Lyft, lodging as an Airbnb, and even software development or healthcare. It emphasizes flexibility, lower friction, and on-demand access, but also raises questions about worker rights, as platforms often classify workers as independent contractors, avoiding traditional employee responsibilities. So yes, it is platform-based, it is usually app-based or website-based, it is pretty much on-demand. So customers can get service instantly or at a scheduled time via mobile tech. Gig economy. Rather than relies on a flexible workforce of independent contractors rather than traditional 9 to 5 employees or working any schedule given to you by the employer. Basically, you set your own hours. You clock in when you want, you clock out when you want. Challenges established businesses by offering new, efficient, and often more affordable alternatives are one of the known disruptions. Transportation is Uber and Lyft. Obviously, delivery apps are like food and for groceries such as DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart. Then there's accommodation and rentals such as like Airbnb, which is short-term rentals. Even software and IT platforms like Upwork are connecting companies with freelance developers. Telehealth apps like for healthcare are connecting patients with doctors. For consumers, that seems great, doesn't it? Because for consumers, it is greater convenience, transparency, personalization, and competitive pricing. For workers, it's flexible income opportunities, but often with lower benefits and job security. For the most part, no benefits nor job security. And for businesses, unfortunately, the increased competition, pressure to adapt, and potential market share loss. Unfortunately, as just mentioned, this creates a really dog-eat-dog world that we're living in, because these apps like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and pretty much anything that's a gig economy, they don't cap the number of freelancers that get on in a day. So it creates a very oversaturated and competitive market for rideshare and food delivery drivers. Same with Airbnb. But my biggest issue is that in order to cut costs, basic employee rights such as sick pay, workers' protection, job security, paid time off, paid holidays, and affordable health care are denied. Yes, people like flexibility, but it shouldn't come at the expense of everything that was fought for the last 300 years of human history. But unfortunately, that's where the world is going. It doesn't matter whether you work for a big company or a small company or even government jobs. They've been laying off employees, and they've been taking on more freelancers and contractors and temp workers, especially for short-term projects, because it saves them a lot of money. They don't have to pay for the benefits, the health insurance, or company holidays, or sick pay, or paid time off. And not only that, it's much easier and less expensive to hire and fire contractors than it is to do employees, because that's the thing with Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash. You're not an employee, you're an independent contractor because you set your own hours. Unfortunately, a lot of white-collar jobs are going that route. 30 years ago, when job automation was considered a threat, a lot of people thought that blue-collar jobs would be the first to go and white-collar jobs were safe. Unfortunately, while that was somewhat true, because a lot of blue-collar jobs disappeared in manufacturing and like other industries, but certain other industries such as whatchamacallit, like even the white collar industries have wiped out employees for the sake of, you know, like to cut down costs on having people, because it saves them a lot of money than to have a long-term employee. I don't know why you would want that though. So yeah, the gig economy has been thriving for quite some time, but it is only growing. It is expected to become a multi-trillion-dollar industry by 2035. So traditional employment, such as 9 to 5, will be obsolete. And I know it sounds dramatic, it sounds overblown, but unfortunately that is the world we're going through now. Unfortunately, I just pray that, you know, life gets better for everybody, but unfortunately the world we're living in, full-time employment is slowly and gradually coming to an end. And yes, while there are plenty of jobs out there, for the younger folks, it's not easy to keep a job forever, because, see, our parents and grandparents were happy with working 60, 80 hours a week, because for us, for them, job security and pensions and retirement plans were guaranteed. Unfortunately, for people my age and younger, we're getting laid off even more. We're forced to change our jobs more frequently. Job security no longer exists, almost no longer exists, and loyalty will get you nowhere. The only industries that are left that offer you six-figure salaries, that too after working 4 or 5 years, along with healthcare benefits, sick pay, six-figure salaries, and job security, as well as growth and promotion and retirement packages, are the skilled trades. Those are the only remaining industries that offer you that. In 20, 40 years, even those will no longer be like the same. Even those will become more freelancing and gig work. It'll be more about working for yourself as an independent contractor than to work for anybody. Then I'm pretty sure a lot of us will jump onto the marketplace insurance and get health care for ourselves. Vision, dental, medicine, and then also, hopefully in the near future, if universal basic income does become a thing, as robots and artificial intelligence wipe out most of the world's jobs, then I'm sure we have something to do. It doesn't stop there. This is only the beginning. I am a global citizen, and this year is going to rock. Thank you for watching.